I just can't stop making piston extenders. You know why? Because of this. In front of me is a collection of every single piston extender from 3 pistons all the way to 9 pistons. It is so small it can't be even seen. The list is so big it can't even fit inside my screen. But I'm definitely planning to make 10, 11 and also 12 piston extenders. So recently I was actually watching a video on piston extenders and I really loved the type of retraction that the piston extenders actually had. They were a smooth wave like retraction, and so I decided let's just make a piston extender with that perfect retraction. And I actually ended up making a master formula for making every single piston extender exactly horizontal, and that from say double piston extender as well all the way to 12 piston extenders, and that is actually using what I can call a wave retraction. So how it will actually work is I have created this kind of a general stuff which is actually what I call the wave. And this wave is going to be present in every single one of these every single one of these piston extenders. I mean, they are made of redstone, but yeah. So today's tutorial is actually only about a 5 piston extender, because I've already done a video for the triple piston extender and the quadruple piston extender, or you can call it a 4 piston extender because it's much simpler. And I will eventually make a tutorial for every single one of these because I promised you. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the extension and retraction of a 5 piston extender, say, because that is our motive of today's tutorial. So if you flick the lever, we have a normal extension as expected, and if you flick the lever, you see we have a very neat, very wave-like, beautiful retraction, which I absolutely love. And it took me a lot of time to actually figure out this kind of a formula, but now it's there. And now I'm going to teach you how to build this kind of a piston extender. So let's hop straight into the tutorial. So for this build you're going to need a 9 by 8 area. And if you're asking what kind of shaders am I actually using right now, it is Sonic Ethers, and there'll be a link down in the description, so go and definitely check it out for yourselves and also try it out in your worlds. It's going to be fabulous. The experience is going to be really good. Anyways, coming back to our tutorial, this is the exact list of items that you would need. Well, exactly, you need more blocks than this. But let's say you take a few blocks for the redstone to go on. Anyways, other things that you need are 60 pistons, 13 observers, 21 redstone repeaters, 8 redstone dust, 1 redstone torch, 1 lever, 3 powered rails, and 1 block that you're going to be pushing. So let's begin. So to begin with, you need to start placing a few blocks on the front side, which for me is the side with the chest. So you need to start placing blocks all across like this, and make sure there's a space of 1 gap, a 1 block gap in between every single of these blocks. So you need to place a block, then leave a space empty, then place a block, and then all across the length of this area, which should be 5 blocks for our 5 pistons. And now what you need to do is you need to be placing repeaters in between all of these blocks. So not there, and you should all set them all into 2 ticks. So here. So you have 5 blocks for your 5 pistons, and now you can place a lever and then place 5 sticky pistons on top of every single block. Now you can also place them in a chain as like there, but I'm recommending you to place them like this because it will be simpler to place pistons, right? Okay, so if we actually check our extension, which is perfectly fine, we are going to place a block here. It's just that it's already a bit completed. Okay, so if you flick the lever, you can see we have our full extension. But what about the retraction? We have this entire space empty here. And so for our retraction, what you need to do is you need to place a redstone torch at the last block, which should be powered by this repeater, so it will turn off. On the top of this redstone torch, you need to place a sticky piston, an observer on the face of that sticky piston facing towards the back. Then 2 blocks ahead, you need to place another block here, and then you need to start creating what is called a wave. So from here you need to leave a 1 block gap and then place blocks all across like this till the end, and between these you need to place again redstone repeaters with 2 tick delay on them, like that. Now what you need to do is place redstone dust on this one, redstone dust on this one, and powered rails on the rest of the 3. So you need to place powered rails here. Now the reason why we are going to use powered rails is because powered rails can actually be detected by observers when they are powered, so that is why. And why are we using redstone here and power rails here? You'll get to know it later. Anyways, you need to construct our wave. So what you need to do is from this redstone dust, you need to place an observer, and make sure you need to shift while do this, because nowadays redstone can be right clicked, and you need to do this for every single one of these. So place it next to those power rails, and here you don't need to shift because they are not really interactive. Anyways, then from these observers you need to take observer outputs going towards the right, like this. The dot should be facing towards the right all the way until this very last observer. I mean, not with this one, but only till here. So from these sideways observers, then you need to place observers coming towards the front again, towards our pistons, and like this. Then what you need to do is place a line of blocks going all the way from here to the start, and place repeaters all on 2-tick delay. These 2-tick delays are very important. So do something like this all across. Now this is what is actually going to power your wave, and is going to be a significant part of your attraction. Okay, after this, need to connect these observers with these repeaters. So you need to place blocks behind every single one of these observers here. Otherwise, these observers are already connected, so you don't need to worry there. So after doing this, we have completed our wave. So if we actually flick this lever, we can see that we have got this much of a retraction here. Yeah, it's only like a triple piston retraction. We still have 2 more pistons to retract. It's simply like now a triple piston extender, but a slightly different one. So what you need to do is, for our second pulse that we need to lay across, we need to have a repeater. We need to have a pulse coming in from here next. So we need a second pulse which goes into here, and that is going to go all the way back into our back pistons. So you need to come from here 2 blocks ahead, then place redstone dust on them. Go 1 temporary block, 1 above, 1 to the side, 1 again here, temporary block, 1 above, 1 towards the front, another temporary block, and 1 block above. Now you can remove every single one of these temporary blocks here. So now if we place our we need to place repeaters on these blocks, and all of them should be on 4 ticks. Now these timings are really important, otherwise the retraction might break, or it might not be as smooth as you want. So after this, you need to add 1 more pulse which should be going into this power rail here. So you need to place a block here again, and then temporary block and 1 block above, 1 block towards the front, temporary block, 1 block above, and then remove our temporary blocks. Simple as it can be. So now you need to place 4 tick repeaters once again here in these blocks. Make sure they are all coming from the right if you're looking from the front, and then they are heading into this. So why do we have redstone here and we have a power rail here? It's simply because if we want a pulse to travel all the way down these pistons, then you need redstone here. Why? Because redstone is going to power this repeater, which means it's going to power through the entire wave. But if we have a power rail here, this power rail is not going to power any repeaters. That means it's going to only affect this part of our wave. So that actually is almost the completion of this thing. But if we actually have a look at the retraction once again, so you can see that we have all of our retraction, but then that piston over there, the second piston, it actually extends, and we don't want that to happen. That is because what is happening is, during the second pulse, we have an unwanted pulsing in this area, the last portion, which is actually activating our second piston, and we don't want that because that is breaking our retraction. So what we need to do is we need to prevent this repeater from actually pulsing. So we are going to actually block this repeater using a sideways repeater. So we are going to actually lock the state of the repeater before it even gets to pulse that. So we are going to place blocks like this in an L, which I already did right now. So from this block, you need to come to the right, 1 block towards the back, and then 2 more towards the side. Place redstone dust on all of these blocks here, and then place a repeater again on 2 ticks. Oops, on 2 ticks. So that will be the end of this build. Pretty simple, right? Very small, very easy to build. And one thing I actually forgot to tell you about this is that it's only 2 blocks high entirely, and that's why you can actually fit it inside pretty small spaces. So finally looking at our extension, which is always normal, and now let's look at our retraction. Beautiful waveform, and now that piston does not pulse, which means our retraction is complete and our build is complete. Now let's talk about some other piston designs. I would definitely make tutorials for those, because you need definitely want some tutorials for this. And I would actually like to talk to you about a success a success story of my quadruple piston extender video, and that has actually reached 1,000 views. I mean, it's close to 1,000 views, but you can just say that it's there. And I would like to thank you guys so much for the support on the video. I mean, it's bonkers. It is absolutely bonkers and absolutely amazing. I hope that this video also reaches that kind of a landmark, but I guess right now it's going to be too far away from it, right? The day I'm going to release it. But yeah, thank you for your support anyways. But what would be even better, what would be even more bonkers, is that if you click that subscribe button and make it gray, so that you can never miss any of my videos in the future. And yeah, also leave a like down for this video, and do check out that shaders which I actually talked about in the description. And yeah, so I guess that will be the end of the video. So I'll see you in the next video then. Bye.